So when we talk about the Great Plains of North India, right, the Great Plains are said to be the aggradational plains. Aggradational plains. What is this aggradation? The plains which are formed by the deposition of the sediments, right? See, if this is a depression, right, the depression got filled by the sediments. So the sediments are raising up. This process is called aggradation, right? So the Great Plains are called to be the aggradational plains. So these are the plains which are formed by the deposition of sediments into the depressions, guys. Okay, so the Great Plains are said to be aggradational plains formed by the depositions brought by the rivers both from the Himalayas and the peninsula. Okay, though they are present to the south of Himalayas, guys, right, even the peninsular rivers drain towards north, and they have taken some sediments, and that sediments were deposited here, and they gave us the formation of the Great Plains of North India, right? And these Great Plains of North India are said to be the largest alluvial tracts of the world. They are said to be the largest alluvial tracts of the world, right? And they are extending for a distance of 3,400 kilometers, guys. They are extending for a distance of 3,400 kilometers. But in India, their length is only 2,400 kilometers. Why? Why we are telling that their length, their extension in India is only 2,400 kilometers and their total distance is 3,400 kilometers? Because the next 1,000 kilometers are extending into Kashmir, Pakistan, guys. Right. So the Great Plains of India, they are the northern plains which are formed by the depositional work of the Himalayan and the peninsular rivers. Right. So Indus River is also the Himalayan river. Ganga is also the Himalayan river. So they are extending into Pakistan also. So that is the reason because of which we are telling them to be the largest plains, extending for 3,400 kilometers, but in India they are extending only for the extent of 2,400 kilometers. And the total area covered by these plains is 7.8 lakh square kilometers. 7.8 lakh square kilometers. Right. The average height elevation of these plains, the average elevation of these plains is 200 meters above the mean sea level. Okay, so the average elevation, whenever we talk about the elevation, guys, it is only above the mean sea level. If you talk about the depth will be coming till here. But height is only taken from the mean sea level. So the elevation is 200 meters. Okay, so average is 200 meters, but the maximum elevation of 290 meters is present between Ambala and Saharanpur. The maximum elevation of 290 meters is present between Ambala and Saharanpur. Ambala, where is the Ambala is present, guys? Haryana. Right. Saharanpur is the northern UP or southern Uttarakhand, south of Uttarakhand, Saharanpur. So in between Ambala and Saharanpur, the height is 290 meters. Okay, because of this, what's happening? This area is acting as a watershed or water divide between the Indus and the Ganges river systems. Okay, because it is elevated, right? So the rivers which are originating this side, they are all coming this side. The rivers which are originating this side, they are all going, because this area is having a maximum height of 290 meters. So it is acting as a water divide between Indus and Ganges river systems. Okay. And the average gradient, the slope of the Great Plains, the average gradient is only 20 centimeters per kilometer, guys. What is the average slope of the earth? Earth is curved, right? So earth has to be having some slope. So what is that slope? It is 2 meters per kilometer. But here 20 centimeters. Okay, that is the reason because of which we are calling them to the Great Plains, guys. Plains, because they are plain to an extent of several hundreds of kilometers. So the average gradient is only 20 centimeters per kilometer, right? And the depth is ranging between 1500 to 2000 meters. The depth is 1500 to 2000 meter. But the maximum depth of 5.5 kilometers, guys. The maximum depth of 5.5 kilometers is seen at Siliguri. Where is this Siliguri present? West Bengal. So the maximum depth of 5.5 kilometers are in precise. Okay, 5577.8 meters. 5577.8 meters. So 5.5 or 5577.8 meters. This is the maximum depth of sand, guys. The Great Plains are nothing but the plains made up of sand. Okay, so that is the reason in many places of North India you cannot see the high-rised buildings, because most of the area in the North India is made up of sand, right? So the high-rise, only in some of the areas we are having the high-rised buildings. Okay, in that areas we are having the embedded mountains. See, this is extending for 7,800 kilometers, guys, right? So here and there you are having the streaks of mountain-like structures, right? But they are not seen onto the top. So in that areas the sand is not present. So in that areas you can have the high-rised buildings. Okay. But in the other areas you cannot go for the high-rised buildings, because if you dig you will be getting the sand, and for the high-rise buildings you require the base formation, pillar foundation. Here you cannot go with the pillars. Okay, so simply they dig to a certain extent and they will be doing the bandhkam. So they will be building the basement without any pillars and they will be rising the houses, guys. That is the reason because of which many parts of northern India or in the greater plains the buildings will be of the 2 floors only, ground floor and the first floor. Okay, so this is related to the introduction of the Great Plains, guys. Yeah, the geomorphology of the plains.